Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First thing first, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Nurul Azifah Karamah with ID number 20400124007, and I made this video formally to complete the assignment 10 about the syntax. So without any further ado, let's get started to the question number 1. So the question number 1, why is the subject-verb-object structure essential for clarity and understanding in English sentence? So my answer is the subject, verb, and object structure is essential because it provides a predictable and consistent framework for interpreting who performs an action and who receive it. English relies heavily on word order to establish grammatical relationships. Unlike a language that depends on inflection by placing the subject first, followed by the verb and then the object, the meaning of a sentence becomes immediately clear to the reader or listener. For example, the student answered the question, clearly identifies the actor and the receiver of the action. Session 12 emphasizes that division from subject, verb, and object can cause confusion or alter intended meaning. Subject, verb, and object also helps maintaining coherence, especially in longer texts where misunderstanding can easily occur. Learners who master subject, verb, and object can produce clearer and more accurate communication. Therefore, this pattern functions as the foundation for sentence clarity and comprehension in English. And question number 2. How does altering the subject, verb, and object word order affect the meaning and coherence of a sentence? Altering this structure disrupts the expected flow of information and may change the meaning of a sentence entirely. When the elements of a sentence are misplaced and relationship between subject, verb, and object becomes unclear. For instance, the ball kicked the boy. Change the meaning simply by altering the order. According to the lesson, incorrect word order can make a sentence sound unnatural, ambiguous, or grammatically incorrect. It may also affect the emphasis and focus of the statement, leading to misinterpretations. In academic and professional communication, maintaining the correct order ensures precision. For language learners, error in word order can hinder fluency and cause breakdowns in communication, thus altering this structure affects both meaning and coherence in significant ways. Question number 3. What is the inversion and why it's necessary when forming question in English? Inversion refers to the syntactic process in which the formal subject, verb, and object order is reversed, typically placing the auxiliary verb before the subject. For example, she is coming becomes is she coming? This structure is necessary for forming yes or no question in English because it signals a change from a statement to a query. Session notes that English relies on inversion to differentiate and interrogative forms from declarative ones, especially since word endings do not change the indicate question forms. Without inversion, a sentence may be perceived as incomplete or incorrect. Inversion also occurs in we-have question when an auxiliary verb in present alters the question word. Mastering inversion helps learners produce accurate and natural sounding question. Therefore, inversion is essential for clarity and grammatical coherentness in English question formation. For the next question is, how does inversion function differently in negative sentence compared to the affirmative ones? My answer is, in negative sentence, inversion often occurs with negative adverbs or expression placed at the beginning of a sentence. For example, phrases like never, rarely, seldom, and at no time trigger inversion. It means that never have I seen such a view. This contrasts with affirmative sentence where inversion is primarily used for forming questions. This explains that negative inversion adds emphasis and formality, often found in academic writing or theoretic. It signals that the sentence carries a special unexpected meaning. In affirmative sentence, inversion typically follows auxiliary verbs in question structure. Negative inversion, however, is stylistic and expressive, used to highlight a contrast or surprise. Those inversion serves different communicative purpose depending on whether the sentence is negative or affirmative. The last question is what is the difference between descriptive modifiers and limiting modifiers, and how does each affect sentence meaning? So, the answer is descriptive modifiers provide additional information about a noun, often adding a detail, imagery, or clarification. For example, the beautiful house. Describe what kind of house is it? And its limiting modifiers, however, persisting or specify the meaning of a noun, such as only, just, even, or almost. These modifiers change the scope or focus on the sentence, sometimes significantly altering the meaning. The descriptive modifiers enrich the sentence, while limiting modifiers narrow interpretation of effect. Emphasize misplacing either type can shift the intended meaning or cause confusion. For instance, only she said the truth differs from she said only the truth. Therefore, understanding both types helps maintaining accuracy and precision in communication. So, maybe that's all of my explanation. Sorry if I made some mistake. Thank you for listening and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.